Welcome back, YouTubers, to the British Fist TNA Final Resolution pay-per-view review with me, Mr. Parkin, and this guy sitting next to me, it's NJ.
What's up?
Indeed, and we are the British Fist, as you guys well know. Subscribe up above if you wheel, like this video if you wheel, and comment your thoughts on this last TNA pay-per-view of the year down in that comment section below.
Make sure you contact us in the link in the description box below.
Yes, indeed, NJ. Now, with this being TNA's final pay-per-view of the year, I was expecting TNA to go off with a little bit of a bang, especially going into Genesis, which is going to be one of their big four pay-per-views, and we opened up with none other than Rob Van Dam, or Bob Van Dam, versus Christopher Daniels. Now, was it me, or was you a little bit surprised this actually opened the card?
Well, with this match having two great wrestlers in, it kind of made me think, do you really want this to be open? You want to get the crowd going, but you should get the least important ones done first.
I feel that, especially when they had 4 title matches in a row, this would have been a good match to put in between, just to get the title matches, a little bit, you know what I mean by that, don't you? But I felt they should have probably begun with very young Robbie E, as that's the match we least cared about. But this match, it was a standard wrestling match as opposed to their last match, which was a no DQ match, I think. It was an okay opener. I thought it just a little bit slower than I expected from these two. I thought their match at 21 was probably a tad better. RVD wins again. It's like, when is Daniels going to win in this feud? When is the heel ever going to look decent? Especially when they're playing to his advantages in a standard wrestling match.
The way the match was flowing, I was kind of expecting Rob Van Dam to win, because obviously today hasn't been booked the best. But this win could have been good because it's the last one before the end of the year, but sadly they didn't give it to him. I'm just wondering if the feud will continue, especially after what Christopher Daniels is going on about some sort of dodgy pin. I don't know. This feud has a feeling that it might have ended, but I don't know whether it's going to continue or not. I don't know. It was an okay opener. I just expected a bit more from I think these two would have been better off in the mid-card, personally. It should have been higher up in the card than where it was, yes. Yeah,
but after this opener, we got the announcement that if Jeff Hardy wins, that either Jeff Jarrett or Karen Jarrett will be fired tonight, and we were like, oh yeah! Woohoo! And then we get to the match which we both feel should have been the opener, and that was Robbie E versus Eric Young for the TNA TV Championship. Now, I still wonder why these matches make it to pay-per-view, and I still wonder why TNA continue to make their TNA Championship be the most irrelevant championship in pro wrestling nowadays.
Yeah, I look at this match and think, there are some fans that like what's going on, but on a majority, there's just not much here for us to enjoy.
You have Anderson, who's not on the pay-per-view, Abyss, no Bully Ray, no Scott Steiner, and yet you can have Robbie E versus Eric Young on a pay-per-view, and the TV title could not be in a shitter position right now. This match dragged on, and the overbooking didn't help. It's just overbooking so Robbie E can retain. It's like, wow, we really don't give a shit about anything to do with the TV title.
No, the booking did go a bit over the top just for a simple match like this, which kind of drew the attention more away from the match. But in my opinion, it was an obvious win. Yeah, the TV title needs to be a mid-card title just to elevate young stars. But whatever, if TNA want to make it a joke title, then keep doing it. It's not helping your product.
So yeah, again, for the second straight pay-per-view, what the fuck was this match on the card for? But quick question. Next we have our Tag Team Championship match. Crimson and Morgan versus Pope and Devon. Oh dear, why are Devon's kids ringside? I don't know why.
Well, Dan, what you believe is, oh, testify!
I'll testify indeed by saying this wasn't a bad match at all. You had Crimson and Morgan winning with the double choke slam. I felt with the crowd psychology was hurt slightly by the fact that there were 2 face teams, but I think Crimson and Morgan were working as the heels. It was an okay tag match, kind of what I expected from 2 tag teams which have been kind of put together, if you know what I mean. So I'd say it was okay.
This match, I was kind of looking forward to ahead of the card, so I really thought it was going to be the big chance for Devon, the multiple tag champ, to help out the new tag team that we made temporarily. And this match itself, I was interested in it because it had good moves, good action, and to be honest, I was quite satisfied with it.
You were satisfied with it? It went 9.5 minutes. I thought it maybe could have got a little bit more time, but you've got Devon and Pope. They're trying to develop a feud between Devon and Pope, aren't they? I kind of feel a little bit unjustified that they're trying to do this instead of maybe focusing on their tag team titles. But overall, a clean victory. So I'm pretty pleased with Crimson and Morgan keeping the championships. It's all leading to a bigger storyline, so this is essentially going to be filler until they have a massive match at some point.
Yeah, you have 2 feuds going. You have the Pope and Devon will probably go and face each other, Matt Morgan and Crimson, so it's all adding, like you said, to something later on.
After the Battle of the Faces, we had the Battle of the Heels. Austin Aries versus Kid Cash for the TNA X Division Championship. At least TNA, one thing I liked about this match was they acknowledged that they were both heels, and they both tried heel tactics with the referee stopping them. Although it didn't help the crowd psychology too much, but I feel, this is my honest opinion, that TNA were expecting Austin Aries to be treated like a face in this match, and I don't think he really did. I think it's mainly because of the Impact Zone crowd that were pretty crap tonight, but what did you think of this match, generally?
Well, throughout the match, you did have Austin Aries get the crowd going through some of the stuff he does, which was good. Kid Cash was there playing the heel, and it got a good amount of time. I'll give it that.
12 and 3/4 minutes.
And the thing I didn't like about it was obviously it's the two heels going against each other, so for the fans to cheer, it was kind of hard to decide. But obviously, Austin Aries is the one we're all rooting for.
I still feel that a face could have been put in this position, especially, but I don't know, maybe they're trying to do something. I'm not really sure what they're trying to do with Austin Aries, but the important thing is it's a win over a seasoned veteran in Kid Cash, as he was in TNA before, and I do hope they do like a big match at Genesis, like Aries versus Shelley. So,
well, the ending of this match was a bit like overdone. They added all these different ideas to try and get Austin Aries to win instead of just a clean win.
Yeah, they should have made it clean. Well, they made him win clean, but the lead up to it was kind of overbooked slightly, wasn't it?
It was. I couldn't put off by it, but overall it was a pretty decent match.
Yeah, I mean, Austin Aries pretty much proved that he's the smarter wrestler. I mean, there was some good spots in this match, plenty of heel tactics too, which was quite entertaining, as I like to call it. Next match, we got the Knockouts match. We got the Knockouts match. Do you get what I'm saying here? We had some technical issues before the match where the video package played twice. And you saw the look on Chrissy Hem's face when she was announcing it, like, oh no, I just announced it again.
It was bad on their behalf because it was flowing all right from the beginning of the event to now, and then all of a sudden all this happened. So, it just kind of was off-putting there.
Yeah, the technical issues, especially for a company like TNA, shouldn't be having technical issues, especially at a pay-per-view like Final Resolution. But Mickie James versus Gail Kim, this was one of the matches I was really, really looking forward to, just knowing how good these two are in the ring together. I felt this was a very good women's match. They both took some nasty bumps, though, I'll give it that. But overall, I thought this was a good women's match. I did enjoy it.
For a knockout, they actually do expect from these two. So I was happy with this match. They did it right, and it's just as the match went on, I just thought it was getting better.
The ending was a little bit. I mean, you had Madison Rayne interfere and allow Gail Kim to hit her finisher. While I don't mind that happening because I think that they're going to continue this till Genesis, which is the right thing to do. Again, it's another sort of non-clean, overbooked finish, which kind of didn't help the match because it was really flowing quite well until that point.
Well, to be honest, like we've had unclean finishes throughout the night already. Yeah. If this was the one that didn't really need it, because I think these two can just perform well, but I think it's just adding more to their feud.
It is just adding more to their feud, which is essentially going to have a blow-off at Genesis, I imagine. So yeah, a good women's match. I was pretty impressed with this.
Yeah, it was pretty good, yeah.
After that, we had the James Storm Kurt Angle match. Another match which I was looking forward to. They had the 4 matches I was looking forward to, the last 4 matches on the card. So, okay, we had a nice pre-match interview with James Storm and a nice video package. I did enjoy this additional aspect. I love James Storm's character, which is why this interview for me was incredible.
Beer.
Drinking.
Beer.
Drinking.
Beer.
Money!
Yeah, that's what I'm going for that. It was getting to the point. He had good opening promo talk and then the match itself.
The match itself, like I said, I was really looking forward to this match. It got plenty of time, didn't it? And they really played on the whole concussion thing. You know, I think this is one of those matches where it's not necessarily about match quality, because we know James Storm and Kurt would go out there and put on a technical clinic if they wanted to, but this was all about the storytelling, wasn't it? You had the concussion angle there. You know, I do think it was a great match in terms of storytelling. Not in match quality, but the storytelling kind of, for me, made up for the lack of match quality.
Well, the match myself, there was parts in this match where it got slow and it weren't a good flow between those two. The things that was happening in this match, like Storm would play off his like concussion, Angle would play on trying to attack, play strong heel. I thought it was nicely done as the match went on.
And then the match got 18 minutes, and then Bobby Roode wins. Sorry, not Bobby Roode. James Storm wins. You know, I was kind of expecting Kurt Angle to win this, especially with James Storm having the concussion and Kurt Angle being the great wrestler that he is. It's not that I don't mind James Storm going over, it's just I feel it could have led to something a bit bigger. At Genesis, maybe a big blow-off match, but who knows what they've got planned for this now.
When I look at this, I'm thinking, yes, they may have things booked in the future, more ideas and that, but with this particular match, Angle should have won, had the upper hand, and then for them to want to challenge each other again at a late pay-per-view, but We'll have to see what happens.
Especially with James Storm suffering from a concussion and not being 100%. Like I said, I'd love to have seen a big blow off for Genesis. So I'm not over. I was pleased with this match. It's just that I feel it could have led to something bigger. But I guess James Storm going over, trying to give him a push. I guess keep his push going.
Another question is, what's going to happen with Storm now? Are they going to continue the angle, or are they going to put him into another feud until Rude's ready?
Who knows? Obviously probably find out that on Impact. Another thing we'll find out on Impact is whether Jeff Jarrett or Jeff Hardy is fired, because whether Jeff Jarrett or Karen Jarrett's fired. Sorry, botching all over the place there, even in the TNA reviews. Next match we got was the cage match: Jeff Jarrett versus Jeff Hardy. If Jeff Hardy wins, he's the #1 contender, and Jeff Jarrett or Karen Jarrett get fired. But if Jeff Jarrett wins, Hardy leaves the company. At least with that additional stipulation, it was actually a consequence to Jeff Hardy, which was my big issue with the TNA Impact Wrestling show where they announced this stipulation.
Yeah, going into this match, I was expecting it to be a good match of it being a cage and all, and it's got Jeff Hardy who's a good high flyer. With the added stipulation, it got me more interested in this match, even though my prediction still stayed the same.
Yeah, same. My prediction was the same too. Jeff Hardy all the way, bitch. You notice how Jeff Jarrett milked his promo and entrance for as much as he could have done. This match. I think the main issue I had with this match was that it didn't get enough time. I felt they could have really built up a good cage match. There was some good spots in this match with Hardy going off the top of the cage and missing the Swanton Bomb. But I didn't feel it got enough time. I only got 10 minutes. I felt it could have been done more. And maybe if Jarrett didn't milk his promo and entrance so much, they could have made it go on for an extra 5 minutes.
Well, my problems, yes, the length as well, but they have to be careful because you need a 30-minute Iron Man match. The other problem I had was the cage match having you pin, you can submit, climb up the door. I was expecting more of a escape only to make it more interesting instead of quick, easy to win matches like a single match. I
also thought it would have been more interesting being escape only. But the main thing is, Jeff Hardy wins the match, and we find out that on Thursday's Impact, either Karen Jarrett or Jeff Jarrett is going to be fired. Now, would you prefer to have this to look forward to on Impact, or would you rather have had that on the pay-per-view? So that we have to pay for it to see it.
I think he should have announced it there and then.
Same here.
He came to the ring, got in their places. He should have said it there and then built up something at the show.
And that would have imagine what that message would have put out for your people that have ordered your pay per view. You see the big things at the pay per view rather than on the free TV show. This is a big problem with TNA at the moment. They had to milk another Impact out of this. I just think they could have announced it at the pay-per-view and it would have made it seem a little bit more important, personally.
Yeah, it's got people wanting to watch the next show now to see what the actual result is.
But it's on free TV.
Yeah, that's the problem, yeah.
That's the issue. But of course, we know now Jeff Hardy is going to be #1 contender going into Genesis. Like we said before, it's way too early. But to be honest, if I had the choice of Hardy being #1 contender or either of the Jarretts being fired, I'd have probably picked the Jarretts being fired.
I don't know, they just do it career versus career instead of just putting Jeff Hardy in the top already.
Yeah, I know, it's just a bit weird. But we'll move on. AJ Styles versus Bobby Roode, 30-minute Iron Man match for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Another match I was really looking forward to. The Iron Man aspect really did suit the whole AJ Styles injury. And then, the problem with this match, I feel, was that it was going pretty well. And then you had 1, 2, 3, you had 6 falls. It was a bit like, really? 6 falls? A couple less falls, I think, could have done this match a little bit better.
Well, with the falls themselves, I think we had them done quite nicely. Yeah. We had Bobby Roode doing the heel tactics to cheat and win.
Yeah.
We had AJ who just did it cleanly. Yeah. I thought the pinfalls or the submission moves were nicely done. It's just that maybe too much happened at one time.
Yeah, I feel that they did do too many falls, in my personal opinion. I like to see sort of less falls. I think less is better in this case. But they had AJ Styles attacking... they had Bobby Roode attacking AJ's knee, which was brilliant. It was good, again, good storytelling in the match. You also had... Roode got a shoulder injury, and then AJ started focusing on the shoulder. You had a 450 springboard, pin, an inside cradle pin by AJ. Heel tactics. It was a... I'll say this, for a 30-minute Iron Man match, it was good. I did enjoy it. Again, it was another one of those examples where there's more storytelling than match quality, but it still did its job.
It wasn't the best Iron Man match I had seen. I was expecting a bit more from it, but overall, there are 2 feud wrestlers in a match, and the way it built up, yes, they had some slow times, but you expected because it's a 30-minute match. Yeah. And then as it got towards the end, Bobby Roode did his tactics of trying to stay out the ring and give it a counter.
Basically, Bobby Roode spends the last minute trying to escape from AJ to get the draw. You know, I don't know. I mean, what do you think of this? Do you think this is a sort of smart way to end the match, or would you rather have seen it end clean? Just if they're going to go on to Rude and Hardy, I think they probably best would have ended it putting over Rude clean. But
unless they build it to a triple threat, which could happen. But in my opinion, for this match, I would have loved to see, this would have done great for Bobby Roode if he actually found a way to get the extra 1 fall.
Yeah, so do I. So maybe the ending hurt it slightly. You know, other people might like the fact that there's an ending which could continue a possible feud, but you know, we're probably going to be seeing Rude Hardy. So I don't know where they probably could have ended this clean, in my opinion, especially after 2 matches these two have had. But you know, overall, I mean, again, it was a 30-minute Iron Man really did help it. I thought it was a decent match. The storytelling was obviously apparent with the knee injury and stuff. So you know, at least guys like AJ Styles sell, unlike guys like John Cena, right?
Very, very true.
Yeah, exactly. Overall thoughts of this pay-per-view then?
Okay, it weren't what I expected.
I think the undercard was weak.
I'm going to be fair. The matches itself, the ordering weren't the best in my opinion. The matches weren't as big as I was hoping for, but the main event did get me interested on who's going to win. So overall, I'm okay with what's happening.
Yeah, some of the dynamics in the undercard, in my opinion, were a little bit off. But you know, the 4 matches I was looking forward to, I did enjoy. I think it's because of the build it got given, which kind of shows how build does help the pay-per-view matches. You know, the TV title match, no one gives a shit about. The tag title match is essentially filler for a Morgan Crimson feud. The X Division title match was hurt by the heel versus heel a little bit, but it's still a decent match. But like you said, the four matches at the end for me did help the pay-per-view a lot, and the fact that one of the Jarretts are getting fired.
Because another thing, the thing I like about this pay-per-view, it has got me wanting to watch the next TNA show. Because obviously the result of the matches, they make you think, what's the next step for each of the wrestlers? So I think it's don't stop.
It'll be interesting to see what TNA do, especially with James Storm going into the next pay-per-view, which is one of their big 4 Genesis. So what would you grade this pay-per-view?
Oh, okay. It weren't what I was expecting, but it gave us the right winners, I'm going to say, in some cases. So probably get a C+, B-.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I had high expectations going into this pay-per-view. I really think TNA did build this quite well, in my opinion, compared to their other pay-per-views. You know, the undercard I thought was maybe a little bit weaker than I expected. Maybe the undercard was a bit off, but the main event matches, the main event match, the Storm match, the Mickie James Gailkin match, I did enjoy, and some of the undercard matches I think lived up to what they should have been. So I mean, I'll give this, it's just a B-. I mean, it wasn't anything special or memorable apart from one of the Jarretts getting fired, but it was still a decent pay-per-view. I mean, I didn't fall asleep during it.
No.
I mean, I might have yawned a little bit, but that's because it was 4 o'clock in the freaking morning. So yeah, so B-, C+, not a bad pay-per-view to end the year, I guess. Looking forward to Genesis now, one of their big 4, before Royal Rumble as well. So guys, make sure you get your thoughts on Final Resolution, because we had plenty. Get them in that comment section below, and we will respond to them as we do. And NJ, the main event of the show, you got it.
Thank you very much for listening to our video, watching our video, whatever you want to do. And all I can say now, people, is thank you very much. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. And all I can say now, people, is thank you from the British Fist, Mr. Parkin, and me, NJ. Goodbye.